Okay, this is video 3 in the series on frequency therapy. And I want to talk about some very specific ways we can use frequency therapy. 3 of which I have or do here and can do with my clients. The 4th I'm going to touch on, but we don't have that particular device or that classification of devices, although it is how I was first introduced to frequency therapy devices. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about energy healing as it's been done for centuries. So, first of all, energy healing has been done in many, many cultures. The most common form that people will recognize is called Reiki, and Reiki is a Japanese practice of energy healing using a human conduit. So the energy is transferred from the universe through the person to the receiver, and the person administering Reiki is a Reiki master. And there are 3 levels of training in Reiki that you have to undergo in order to be able to perform Reiki. I have been a Reiki master for many years. I do Reiki in person. I was introduced to Reiki about 7 or 8 years ago. I think that certain people have a natural inclination and a natural gift towards particular forms of healing. And this is something that I think, as strange as that may sound, that I had a natural gift for even as a child, and I didn't understand it or know what it was until I was an adult and I was introduced to someone who was a Reiki master. And so in the last couple of years, I've done a lot of training and have been using that in my practice. So that's one form of energy work that uses electromagnetic frequencies or vibrational frequencies to effectively change the output physically, emotionally, mentally for people. I've used Reiki for people who suffered from anxiety. I've used Reiki for people who had autoimmune disease. I've used Reiki for people who had chronic pain. I've used Reiki on people who had allergies, and people in extremely stressful situations. So, and people who have had Reiki performed on them typically have pretty positive things to say about it. Sometimes you notice a result right away, sometimes you don't. In all of these things that we talk about, sometimes you're going to notice an immediate change or a particular feeling or an improvement, and sometimes you're not. So the second thing I want to start beginning to talk about now, ways that science has begun to harness this into devices that can be used in clinical settings. And so the first one I'm going to talk about is the ITOVI. So the ITOVI is a handheld device that runs a diagnostic on the person who's using it. So you have an app. I have an app. I plug in the client name, basic information about them, and then the ITOVI turns on and submits an electromagnetic frequency pulse, a vibrational frequency, through the person. So you hold it here and here. As long as it's touching the skin, it emits a vibrational frequency, and it's recording the response that it receives back to that frequency. In that, it's able to give us a diagnostic tool that helps us identify particular herbs, supplements, botanics, essential oils that can help to raise the person's vibrational frequency based upon the response that the body gives. We can see where there's a need. I have been using the ITOVI for, I think I got my ITOVI maybe 5 years ago. And this is a newer model. It's gone through changes, and the science has improved, and it's gotten even better over the years. And so this is something that we use quite frequently, both in practice and in our personal use here in the house. As a matter of fact, we ITOVI everybody in the house every night before they go to bed, and that's how we decide which oils to diffuse in the house, which oils to put on people. And oftentimes, based on its recommendations, I can tell that someone's coming down with something before they even know that they do. Or in my daughter's case right now, going back to school, one of the things that keeps coming up on her scan is that she requires brain support, that she's like emotionally, mentally fried. So these things are very, very helpful in terms of helping us decide, in addition to your diet, in addition to your nutrients, what things might be beneficial tools for you to use to get to what your optimum is, or to get to what your goal is. The third thing I want to talk about, which is another device, this is the one I don't have, because it's quite large, and but I've been treated with one. It is a pulse electromagnetic frequency device, or PEMF. And typically it's a table, although in equine health for the horses, we have attachments that are paddles and that can drape over the horse. So I've used it myself, I've used it on my family, and I've used it on my horses. And again, it emits a vibrational frequency. It actually pulses along the body. So one is a table that you actually lay on. There's a chair that you can sit in, and then there's the things that you can wrap around you. But it's a large device, and those typically cost anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 per machine. So it's not really something you would use in a personal home, in a house situation, but they are used in clinical settings quite frequently. And I was introduced to that 2 years ago, and was really quite interested in the science. And so we begin to dig into that some more. And then more recently, so I've experienced acupuncture, I've had acupuncture, I've studied acupuncture, big supporter of acupuncture in many cases. And recently we had acupuncture done on our horse who has an injury, which is what led to lots of this. We've been searching for alternative treatments because basically most things we tried did not work. And when we isolated the things that actually improved his condition, the only things that worked were Reiki, essential oils, herbs, supplementation, acupuncture, and now we're using the last device that I'm going to talk about on him. And those have so far been the absolute only things that he has had a physiological response to in terms of all the treatments that we've tried, including medications, anti-inflammatories, steroid injections, etc. Okay. So anyway, so we were doing acupuncture and PEMF on him, and I was Reikiing him every morning and using essential oils and herbs with him and seeing some improvement. And when the acupuncturist came out, she actually hooked the acupuncture needles up to an EMF device so that the needles would vibrate at a particular frequency based on where they were. And immediately after that treatment, we noticed a huge change in both his behavior, his pain tolerance, and his movement. And I'll start by, I guess I should explain kind of what was going on. So he has a injury and calcification of the spine at C5, C6, and then also in his lumbar spine. So it's affecting the way he moves, it's affecting the pain that he's in, and because of the pain, it was affecting his behavior. So anyway, after that, I was posting about how these things were, had been working for him, and other things that we had tried that had not been working. And a friend of mine who is a naturopath messaged me about using vibrational frequency therapy on him in another handheld device. And so I told her some of the things I had tried, And she said, well, I'd like to suggest this because I've been using it myself. I've been using it on my family. I've been using it on my patients in my clinic, and I've been using it on my pets. And I've seen people use it in horses, and we really think you should take a look at it. So I did a lot of research into it, and we ended up purchasing one. And this is a small wearable device that you guys have seen me wear in some of my videos. This is the whole device. The signal to the device, just like the ITOVI, comes from an app that you have on, I have it on my iPad, I have it on my phone. Battery life on this thing is amazing. I don't have to charge it once a week or so. And I'm using it every day, all day. So the battery life on this thing is incredible. Charges with a USB, a micro USB, just like most things do these days. And there's multiple ways you can use it. So I usually clip it on me with a little clip on the back. And I have these bands on. And so these bands attach to these electrodes. And you can wear them on your wrist. There is also, it comes with, and then the electrodes plug into the little machine. Then you turn it on. You'll see it has a on button and a Wi-Fi button, and then it connects to your device, and you can run the program that you want to run. Now, what's cool about this is there are multiple programs that you can run, and the software, the device itself is the same no matter what version you get, but the software, there's differences. So for the average person at home, this Healy Red Dot app, this is your main app, is going to give you specified frequency programs that you can use based on different things. Make sure I'm on. So it connects, and it gives you a menu of predetermined programs for a specific outcome, I'm sorry. So these are the gold cycle programs. Switch the page, you go to pain and local stimulation. You go to learning or adaptive mental, fitness and health, job and sleep, mental balance, beauty and skin. These bioenergetic balances are for specific things. So like allergies, immune system support, flexibility, circulatory system problems, hormone problems, vision problems. Bioenergetic balance is a second screen, same thing. GI issues, food sensitivities, joints, bones, thyroid, prostate. Meridians 1 talks about different things. So you've got like connective tissue disorders, allergies, large and small intestine, bladder, joints, skin, heart, gallbladder, hormone balance, circulation, lymphatic system, the nerve meridian, the spleen, pancreas, kidney, organ systems, or the organ meridian. And then you have one that runs chakra programs, one that runs protective or neuroprotective programs like cellular regeneration. There's another one for sleep, electrosensitivity, general protection programs, and then a bioenergetic boost. And then there is something called the Deep Cycle program, which runs a full body program. Then you have, so you just pick your program. I'll show you how this works first, and then I'll show you the other one. So you just pick your program. So let's say I'm going to go into fitness, and I want to do the deep relaxation. So I get that, and it tells me to put my electrodes on, and then I hit start. It loads the program from my app to my machine. And once the program is in the machine just runs. And it's going to vibrate at various frequencies specific to the outcome that I want, which is deep relaxation. So let's let this load for just a second. So remember, we talked about those different frequencies having different purposes or different outcomes in the body. And so it selects, each program is written specifically to vibrate at a series of frequencies to get to the end result. So once I have it, my program is loaded, I can adjust the strength that I want from 0 to 100%. I usually run, but it'll tell you. So right, it's a 24-minute program. It's currently running at 792.2 hertz. And as it goes through that 24-minute program, the vibrational frequency is going to change many times. So now it's at 227.6 hertz. And it's going to keep changing because it's going to automatically choose, or is written to vibrate at the frequencies needed for that particular thing. And this one is deep relaxation. So now it's at 179, and you're going to see it continues to change throughout the program. So I'm going to let that run, and then I'm going to show you there are 2 other apps that are optional when you get the program. One is that was the Healy Red Dot program. The Healy Blue Dot program is actually a diagnostic tool. So it will run a scan on you, and it will customize a program specific to the person is running the scan on. And then you can choose the length, the duration time of the program that was created for you. And you can pick and choose if you want it to only focus on sleep, or only focus on job, or only focus on pain, or only focus on mental clarity, or whatever. You can choose to do that, and then it will customize the program to you. Or you can say, I want to look at all of those things, and it will customize the program for everything it finds. So you have that opportunity there. And then the third is the Healy Advisor app, and that Healy Advisor app has 2 optional programs. One is nutrition, and the other one is the Heal Advisor. So the Heal Advisor allows you to go into programs other people have written and get the advice of other people in terms of what you want. I don't use that program, I don't have that program, but I like the nutrition program. So here's a place where both the ITOVI and the Healy have a secondary purpose or a secondary function that we can use in conjunction with what we're already doing. And that is, both of them will run a scan for nutrient deficiencies. The the ITOVI will tell you particular supplements that you might need. The Healy will not only tell you particular supplements that you might need more of, or particular nutrients specifically that you might need more of, but it will also help tailor for you a shopping list that is foods high in the things that particular week you need a little extra of. So that's a pretty cool feature that it has. And then that's it. Those are the three apps. Now, the Healy, the couple things I want to say about that, it can be used with the bands. It can be used with electrodes. So let's say you have neck pain and you want to connect an electrode just like you would with, what are they called? Now I can't think of what they're called, but where you want it to be localized. It has little electrodes that go on, and you can put one on either side or wherever you're having pain. I had knee pain a couple weeks ago, and I put the electrodes on my knees specifically. So it comes with those, and it comes with these. Now you can also take these off, and the machine still emits the vibrational frequency. So wearing it around, putting it next to you. So when I did the dogs yesterday, what I did was I took the electrodes out and I laid it next to the dog in bed. Whereas with the horses, what I'll do is I'll hook this on to their halter, so it's very close to them, while I do other things and groom them and whatever and run their program. I have even run the balanced sleep program and just put this underneath my pillow, and then it shuts off when it's done with the program, and that's it. So there's many different ways that you can apply it to a particular lifestyle or a particular need. Anyway, very versatile, but takes all of these things into account and is able to apply the correct frequency And so really the differences in the price points of the program or of the software depend on how much access to different things you want to have. And so you get to pick and choose that, and you can customize your Healy to what your needs are, and you can change that if you need to. So anyway, that's all I wanted to cover about the actual options that you had in terms of whether you use ours or you wanted one for yourself. But all of these things are for in-home use and are super convenient. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.